Howdy folks, how y'all doing? You're back with Big CheeZ. I hope you're having a great week out there. I hope you're having a fantastic day out there. It's a bit wetter, a bit colder, but that means you've got a good reason to snuggle up on that sofa, get your blanket, get a hot chocolate, and stick on some Big CheeZ. I don't know. Weirder things have happened. My friend watches me in the bath, he watches me in the shower. I wasn't that weirded out when he told me, which then made me feel weird that I wasn't weirded out. But you are joining me for the CheeZ's best bits, I guess, of the PlayStation Live showcase that went on YouTube last night. It's still on YouTube, you can still catch it on there. They condensed it down, so at first it was an hour and a half waiting of Sony transitions with the triangle, circle, square, X just changing positions the whole time. It's still got plenty of that in between each of the games, I'll say that, but no. They've condensed down. It's a really good showcase. They've got so many fantastic titles, fantastic developers working with it. This is just going to be a few of the games that I'm most excited about, and a little bit on PS5 as well. So, you know, check her out. She's beautiful. She's a lovely looking console. Compared to the last few we've had, I love my PS3, I do, and I love my PS4. I even love the PS2 with the big boxy, clunky, whatever about it. But this one does have a lot going for it, doesn't it, in terms of style. They didn't really do anything with it before. The big black box, that was kind of their iconic thing, really. But now, this is really cool. It's a really pretty one. I love the lighting. The blue lighting on it is very cool. And it does come in two different versions as well. So you have the full proper version, I guess. You have a digital version as well. So if you don't want to be buying discs, if you don't want a disc library for your games, then you can just go with a digital PS5. Now it does take out the disc tray, which means then I guess it makes it a bit more streamlined in look. I don't know yet if it has any bearing on the price. You'd think it would, because you know you'd have to, I don't know, you'd have less in there, you'd have less hardware in there. But at the moment, price tag for PS5 is still not 100% confirmed, but it's looking between £450 and £550. So you know, it's steep. But that sounds about right for a next-gen console when it first comes out, doesn't it? We also don't really have many details yet on the pricing for the extra accessories that go along with it, as you can see here as well. So you've got the controllers, you've got the headset, the Pulse headset, you've got the remote, you've got the charging bits and pieces, and you've got the camera. Okay, all of this stuff is working in, I believe, with PS5's huge push towards the immersive part of gaming for gamers. It's trying to make it a huge console for it, and developers are able to take advantage of a lot of stuff now, and you can already see it in the trailers that are coming up. The ones that are coming up, most of them I'm trying to focus on games that actually have gameplay footage in there, because I get suckered in by trailers. I get suckered in by a pretty trailer and a lovely story, and then the game is nothing like it says it is, or looked like it was to me. But a lot of these ones I have either played the series already, or I love the game, or there's actually gameplay footage in it, so that's something, okay? But in terms of the PS5 itself, so you have a few features with it that are really making a difference for developers and should really make a difference for us as gamers. A few of the features include ray tracing, which is basically it makes lighting effects more accurate. So whether it's coming from, you know, the sun, campfires, I guess if you're in a sci-fi game, the blaster bolts and stuff like that, this will make it a much more beautiful experience, a much more accurate experience, just help make you feel like you're there, which is great. I've already seen the trailer for Horizon. Well, I've been watching this a couple of times yesterday, and like when you're in the water and the lights above you, it looks so good, so good. But yeah, we'll go on to that when we get to Horizon. Other things for the game, it's got haptic sensors, I believe I'm saying that right, with its controllers, and adaptive triggers. Both of these are trying to make the trigger system feel, or the controller system feel a lot more, well, you get a lot more feeling out of it. The adaptive triggers thing is more for, the trigger will be harder to push, say, if you're, you know, I guess trying to pull a lever or something like that. The haptic sensors part, I believe it's just in the actual bits where you hold it in your palm, so that it will kind of, you'll feel it against your hands. I hope that's what it is. I hope I'm reading this right. There wasn't a whole lot on the actual showcase of the controllers or the accessories that go along with it, and we don't really have much in terms of pricing for those yet. Rough bearing on pricing for the controllers, probably about 70 quid a pop, but yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a bitch. And there's no word yet if you are going to be able to use old PlayStation 4 controllers with it yet. it would be a big help. Like, you know, your mates come around and play these games with you or something like that, then you don't want to have to buy another controller just for it. It'd be nice to be able to use your PS4 ones. But we shall see. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know. The headset though, big thing with it because they have now got 3D audio. I imagine this will work really well, well, you know, you'd expect it to, with Pulse headsets. The whole thing with the whole PS5 setup, it really does sound like a whole, you have to get the whole package really to get the whole immersive experience for it. The microphone is in the controller, so you don't need to worry about that. It won't be like in your face or anything. The headset with 3D audio, the camera, I imagine there's a few games in the showcase, and I think I'm going to put one into this as well, that look like they would really benefit well from a proper camera, be able to track your movements and stuff like that. But we shall see. We'll see what happens with it. PS5 looks fantastic, it looks great, and I won't mind having it next to my telly. But the price tag is a bit chunky, so I think it'll be a while before that. I mean, I'm glad it's coming out, I think, in the holidays, along with all the other games that are coming out with it in the holidays, but that's going to be an expensive holiday. No one's getting any Christmas presents. But yeah, anyway, games-wise, yeah, we've got a whole load of games to check out. Okay, first on my list, it should be a surprise, Ratchet and Clank. Yes, alright, they are doing a new Ratchet and Clank game for the PS5. I am very excited about it. I think, though, I'm more excited by it because I'm a big Ratchet and Clank fan. It shouldn't be a surprise. I am thinking of getting like Ratchet's Omni tool wrench, like a tattoo or something. I've been looking at getting like a Daxter tattoo for a while and like kind of up my rib. But I think, yeah, I like, for me, it's like Jak and Daxter, probably Spyro, and then Ratchet and Clank. But I do still love Ratchet and Clank. And one of the best things for it, I guess, for me is that like they do keep making games for Ratchet and Clank. It hasn't been that long since we've had one. I think the last one was the weird kind of multiplayer one, which was alright, not amazing. It kind of took a fair bit away from like Ratchet's Arsenal and stuff like that. But they've gone back to that in this one. Okay, this is back to being a Ratchet and Clank game that I kind of know. The story in it is, you know, it's a fun story. They always do. Insomniac are a fantastic developer, been around for God knows how long now, and they do fantastic stories with the Ratchet and Clank games. Now they've kind of worked on it a lot. So in this game, you jump through portals and stuff like that to go to different planets and whatever. And they've worked really hard, especially because of the PS5, to make sure that process is completely seamless. So that when you jump through a portal, you can kind of see what's coming ahead. You're straight in there with it, to kind of make sure that experience does not stop for you. So it's still fast paced. So it's still great with it, so you can use that in terms of the combat side of things as well, and it looks fantastic for it. It looks like it's still got all the great crazy Arsenal pieces like it always does from the other games, which is fantastic. Love those. The leveling system, everything like that. I got really invested in a few guns. Some of them, you know, go away, keep to yourself. Like big shotguns, yeah, come on baby. Rocket launcher, awesome, why not? Display gun, I love display gun, the one that like splits off into God knows how many discs, and it's like I can shoot one bullet and kill you all. Bye. I just sit here and wait. I really love those games. I know like they're childish, they're silly, whatever, but they're just happy, they're fun, and you know, that's all I'm about. Okay, happy, fun, silly times. We're all about that on Cheddar Channel, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's Ratchet and Clank. SpiderMan. I'm looking forward to swinging through New York again. All right, the web singing system in SpiderMan is fantastic. Okay, there was a SpiderMan game ages and ages ago back on, I think, PlayStation 2, and that was my favorite one. It was kind of a sillier one. You could put a cheat in it where it made things very strange, like Catwoman dancing in a cage and she couldn't stop dancing, and she was complaining about it. It really messed with the story and stuff. But it was my favorite one for that. Now, the new Spider-Man game came out, and that kicked that one to the curb. Okay, this one is fantastic. It looks amazing. The combat in it, you know, it feels like it should. Okay, it's quick, it's acrobatic. To be fair, both with this game, you're up in the air half the time anyway. It's a really fantastic game, and the story for it is amazing. I can't wait to see the story part for this new one. There isn't, unfortunately, any gameplay footage for this one, but like I said, I know I played the first one. I know the series. I know like how that feels, and I love that one to bits. I love the DLC. I loved everything they did with it. So I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, next up we have Godfall. Okay, this is not something I've done before. This is not a series game or anything like that. It is from Gearbox Games, and I do love those guys to bits. They do make some kick-ass titles. And this one doesn't look like any exception. This looks like a crazy freaking game. Now, if anyone's played Bulletstorm, yeah? Okay. Game set on a crazy planet, you have like ranking, you have like weird shoot 'em up kind of point system going for it. It's not the point system for the Godfall, okay? But this looks like that kind of crazy level of destructive capability just without guns and rockets. This is blades, axes, maces, shields, whatever. Maybe bows and arrows, I don't know, there are some range bits to this, but this looks like that crazy level of OTT destruction that I love, okay? It's just stupid, fun, whatever for it. It looks like it actually has a story in there, but I'm kind of just going by the gameplay footage for it. And the gameplay footage is pretty much all smash, death, destruction. So can't complain about that, but again, the game looks fantastic on PS5 console. It looks fantastic on their systems. It looks like it's really done well with it. And again, the sort of light tracing, it will take really good. It'll take full advantage of that when it does, when it crashes, it smashes, and light pours out over it. It'll do really well with that. It'll be a fantastic, fantastic title. Okie dokie, next one up is Destruction AllStars. Okay, this is a bit of a different game for me. Not something I would tend to go for, and I may be biased towards it because of PS5. It may be sucking me in with it, and if it is the PS5 doing it, then developers have done well out of their trailer for it. But this is it's kind of a destruction derby kind of game. With some on-foot areas of it. I think that's what's sucking me in most. Like, when your car is destroyed, that is not the end of it. You're on foot, you can still jump onto other people's cars. I think you can get into other cars as well. But it just looks very cool, very interesting kind of game. It looks fun, it looks stupid, again, it looks OTT. Same sort of thing as Godfall. I'm a sucker for like just OTT explosions, destruction, ridiculous weaponry. It's my bread and butter, basically. That's what Ratchet and Clank started that off ages ago. But yeah, it looks like a crazy game. It looks bright and colourful, and that's easy to satisfy someone like me. Simple mind in here. But there's a lot of trucking damage to this game. There's a lot of explosions, and when you're on foot and you're just manage to dodge somebody for the first time, I imagine that's going to feel crazy for you. And this game looks like it's going to be great with multiplayer for friends. So I'm trying to find a bunch of titles to this that kind of encompass a wide range of stuff, and this looks pretty good for it. It looks kind of crazy for it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Okie dokie, so we are into my top 5, and like the rest of the list has kind of been like whatever order it is. The Ratchet and Clank bearing or position does not take place into this, okay? But this is my top 5 really. So first one first is Little Devil Inside, I believe is the title for this one. I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to pick them up, and this one it didn't really have a title screen. But this is it's a really cool little art style for this game. I'm really interested to see what this one turns out to be. It looks like a kind of Monster Hunter game, and there's a guy back at home who's living his best life by the look of it, while we're getting well and truly screwed. I'm guessing that guy is actually you just in the future. So you have all this exciting life now, in the future, not so exciting. But it's a really cool art style to it. It's a really pretty game. The scenery looks fantastic. The character models, it just looks happy and fun, doesn't it? It's got a lot going for it, and I really can't wait to see what this is. The gameplay part of it, I don't think there's any gameplay in this trailer, unfortunately. There might be little bits here and there that they've kind of worked into it, but I really can't, I don't think it is. I think it's just footage. That might be gameplay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this one turns out. Like I said, Monster Hunter game, always happy with that. But yeah, we shall see. This one I think still a while away from being released, but as soon as this one comes out, I'll be jumping on it for the channel. It looks just nice, fun, and I think we can get some mileage out of this one, right? Okay, in position 4, we have Bugsnax. Okay, looking at this game, compared to the other ones that are in my top 5, I'm questioning it too. But It's in there because it looks so happy, it looks so just fun, silly, whatever. And when I saw the trailer for this one, I got a real Viva Pinata kind of vibe to it. I love the VPI game, it was great. I don't know what, it's just silly and happy and fun. There wasn't a whole lot to it, okay, but what there was to it, it did very well, okay? It made people smile, it made people whatever. And there is unfortunately no gameplay for this one, so I'm taking that bearing and running with it a little bit. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one turns out when they actually put trailers and stuff on. As soon as they do, I will be following up this one. As soon as it comes out, I'll be on this one as well. It looks really great. It looks really happy. It looks like there's a backstory somewhere in there to it, but I can't figure it out yet. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is Bugsnax, my number 4 choice from the PS5 showcase. Number 3, for anyone who's counting, Deathloop. This looks kick-ass. Alright, this looks, again, similar OTT, destruction, combat, explosive craziness that I loved in Bulletstorm, but amped up, beautifully stylized, with a kick-ass soundtrack. Like, you know, there's nothing not to love there, is there? The game sounds awesome, okay? It's got some... I love the guy's voice already in it. I don't know what it is, but I love his voice. It sounds like a great story to it. You know, always trying to get out. And I loved that film Looper. There's something about always reliving the same day. There's another game in the PS5 showcase that is the same sort of thing, looping. I don't know. It's not really grabbed me as much as many other games have. It's not as much as Bugsnax have, clearly. But this looks fantastic. I mean, I love the combat style in it already. I love it's not just rush through it and craziness. There is a layer of strategy to it. There is a layer of, you know, maybe memorizing a little bit of what there is to it. The gameplay, I loved it for the fact that they actually showed some gameplay to it. It looks like it's got a hell of a lot going for it, and I love the style. I really love the style. Not just the soundtrack and everything, and not just the style of the combat, but the actual setting for the game looks awesome. It looks so cool, and I cannot wait to be diving into this one and ripping some people's heads off.
You thought it was going to be easy?
Number 2! Yeah, folks. Okay, this one, right, it was hard for me to pick a top 1 or 2 out of these two, but number 2 is Kena Spirits Bridge. Okay, this looks like an awesome game, alright? It's got fantastic story in there to it. I'm always a sucker for redemption stories anyway, and they said it in the title, okay? They said it in the little trailer bit. So it already had me hooked. But it looks great, okay? The combat in it doesn't look too crazy, okay? But it looks fantastic, right? It looks like it really takes advantage of the new PS5 systems. It's a beautiful game. There's a lot of light that's used in this because of your weapons. So that's something I can't wait to see this. Even in the trailer, the gameplay bits that there is to this game, it looks amazing. The scenery, the place you're playing in looks so beautiful. And I'm getting some serious like Fable 3 vibes off this game. I don't know what it is already. Maybe it's just scenery, I don't know what it is. But it looks like such a great game. And it's adorable as hell, isn't it? The little things, I don't know what they are. Like, they look cute as hell, and like on the shoulder with the hairdo thing, and like, yeah, I mean, there's not anything to hate about this game so far. It looks like it's got a great story. It looks like it's got a great team with it. They look passionate and hell about it. The story sounds like it could, you know, it's gonna be kick-ass for it anyway. And the trailer it looks so great. Okay, I do get sold on trailers very easily. I know that. I'm really trying to fix that though. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Kena Spirits Bridge is definitely one I'm gonna be jumping on very soon, as soon as the PS5 comes out. But number 1 title, it shouldn't be a surprise. I've already mentioned her already. Aloy in New Horizons Forbidden West. Yes, okay, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn, okay? It was a fantastic game. I loved the DLC for that game. I loved everything with Horizon games. It's a fantastic title. It's a fantastic now series, and I'm so glad they've made another one. If you haven't played Horizon, you are Aloy. You take the role of Aloy. She's a hunter from her tribe. The game is set in a... You're still on Earth, okay, but you're very far into the future, okay? I know the game doesn't look like it because you're on bows and arrows, but the world has basically had to restart. Future, robots try to take over the world, death of all humanity, everything had to restart. Horizon Zero Dawn is kind of finding out what happened, why it happened, and trying to make it happen again to stop another kind of wave of robots, another wave of this program from wiping out the human race again, or building up to it anyway. This one, I don't know what's in it. It looks like a bit of, something's happened. There are still robots that are still bad robots, so potentially the Ares system has, is it Ares or Hades? I think it's Hades, isn't it? Yeah, it's Hades. Hades system, Hades virus, whatever you want to call it, is still alive and kicking. And we've got some old friends to meet in this one too. If you haven't played the first Horizon game, it's a wonderful experience. It's on bow mostly. You're on a bow and a spear the whole game, but even with that, it does a lot with just that. It does a lot of turning that into a very different combat experiences for it. You can set trap stuff for it. It's a really great game. It's so vast. It's such a huge game, and I can't wait to see what Forbidden West has going for it, because it's got so many different biomes to it already. It's got desert, it's got the forest, it's got cities and stuff like that. It looks like such a great title, and I cannot wait to join Aloy again, hunting down some. In my head I keep thinking zombies, and I don't know why. I played one zombie game, and they're in there. Hunting down some robots and kicking some ass, because there's a lot to do in this game. We have a lot of the world to save. But guys, this has been, CheeZ Spotlight on the Spotlight. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're excited about the games coming up. I hope you do watch the whole showcase for yourself, and put the comments in the titles. Let me know the titles that you're excited about. If anyone, put your top 3. Yeah, show your top 3 in the comments below. If you've got any crossovers, then damn sure that they're coming on the channel first. But there's a lot of games to be excited about there. There's a lot of things to be excited about for the PS5. It's really nice to be able to do this with them as well. I've loved Sony for a long time. I'm going to try and keep an eye out for the Xbox One if they do one, because I do want to try and get onto all the titles, all the consoles. That's the word I'm looking for. But I've been off Xbox for such a long time, and I've always been a Sony person. It's always been in the house somewhere. Xbox have been in there too now and again, but for me it's always been Sony, and I'm so happy. It looks such a great console. It looks so pretty. And I cannot wait to see what games and what the developers can do with this new system. If you are excited about it, guys, drop me the top 3 of the games that you're excited about in the comments below, and I will see you guys again very soon for some more big cheesiness on the channel. Catch you later, folks.